So if I'm truthful, I'm a little bit flat when I've come up the garden today, and it's just like, oh, for God's sake, man. Do you know what I mean? It's the circle. It's the circle of kind of gardening, but to get kind of constantly ravaged by all sorts of different critters and creatures and weather, it's feeling frustrated today. So welcome to my garden. My name is Tony Smith, and today you're catching this on a lower part, but please hit the subscribe and a thumbs up and I'll give you 10 years good gardening luck. So what's getting wrong? What's getting me frustrated with the garden today? Come on, I'll show you. And I can understand the reason, so I've just got to live with it. Do you know what I mean? I've had this garden 20 years there, so you know what I mean, but it's still frustrating, really frustrating to be honest, when you come up and you have a look and there's lots of things that's just getting us a little bit, you know what I mean, and you try your best. So if you're new to gardening, you're going to have days like this, and this is just part of the garden thing. When they happen, like I say, even someone kind of had this garden a while, you still get a bit low, so we've just got to pick ourselves up and just carry on. So what am I talking about? Well, I hinted at this the other time there. Look, this is my sprouting broccoli, and it's just getting absolutely ravaged there now. I mean, this is to the point that I'm not even sure that might even carry on growing. So there's some aspects of this, you know, the sprouting broccoli, and I'll just turn you back around there. You can understand why. You know, we've had some kind of brutal temperature dips, you know, but it's the little things that get me, you know what I mean? It's just like, oh no, not that. And I think that's what happens to everybody, you know, when you come up and you work. I mean, and some of this work's been going on since the summer to get the veg up there, you know what I mean, to get it here now ready, and it's gone in a day. Do you know what I mean? So this sprouting broccoli, I mean, look at this one. This has been there. You know, I planted these in the kind of the late summer. I've protected them all winter. I've kind of mothered them, and a cold snap, and that's the reason why. It's a cold snap. The animals want to get food. They're having to come in, you know. So it's totally frustrating, but they're going for other things as well. Let us show you. So on inspection, remember the Brussels sprouts that got hammered by the birds the last time? I just think that isn't going to work. And have a look, haven't they went and just pecked off all the heads. So I wasn't even after Brussels sprouts this year with those plants, but I was consigned to the fact that I'll get some nice Brussels sprouts or nice Brussels sprout tops, and that would do us. But that's gone now. That's wrecked. So there's more. There's way more. So these cabbages I've only had out of the crop, I only got 2. I actually got 1, thank God. But, and you can see the pigeons are just sitting on there, crapping away, eating. I was gonna, I don't know what all that bird crap there now. I'm not even gonna touch it. But I was gonna turn them into some like coleslaw or some sauerkraut, something like that. And that was actually going to be planned probably within the week. Do you know what I mean? It was just like, oh. And I'm looking around, and they seem to, like I say, tried everything. And as I walked up, 2 fat old pigeons there on the neighbour's veg as well. So they must be just going through. So if you've got protection, fantastic. But then I've noticed, now I will protect this a little bit, they've even hammered one of my calabrese. Now how low can you go? This calabrese there, I'm banking on something. And if they come back for that, then it's all war. It's war. There'll be air rifles. So yeah, look at, and don't get us wrong, I mean, I've got, you know what I mean, because of the summer, and because of the kind of, I guess, some of the methods I plant different things in different things. So I've got sprouting broccoli in there. I've got some sprouting broccoli covered in there. So hopefully I'll still get it. But it's not just that, there's more. So I've come up today and I can just tell something else has been here as well, not just pigeons. I can live with pigeons, you know what I mean? Again, look at the pinching all my turnip tops there as well. They've had, and it's been, I think we've had some -4s here, you know what I mean? Like I say, we don't get them because of the sea over there, but it has been brutal. But there's been something else kicking around, and it's not a cat, and I can only think it must be a fox coming in. Now, we never ever have foxes. I see them, but you never hear reports of anything, and that's all I can think of. So I'm just looking, and there, I don't know if you can see, like the footprints, the footmarks has been a digging. But what, so me onions there have just been, obviously something's been digging to get there. There's a great example. As you can see, that's how deep the hole goes. It's kind of wrecking this, but this is the one where you can kind of see it best. So I don't know what you know, you can see, and it's just chewed up the whole of the bed here for some reason. So it's not a cat, that's certainly not a cat. All I can think of, the foxes, do you know what I mean? They've got big enough prints to be foxes, and they've been through kind of every bed. You can see you can see like the disturbance in the soil there. Oh, sometimes. So if you're feeling a little bit like this, all we've got to do is just carry on. So there you can see, I mean, it might be hard to see on the camera, that's all churned up, you know. And the funny, you know, not that upsetting, the funny thing is, oh, look at that, I didn't even notice this. So obviously the winds took this sheet off there as well. And protect, I've got some sprouting broccoli there as well. I better get that covered back up. And I've just noticed as well, this is running to seed. I did have some more of the Cavalier Nero, but I might just pick that and get a meal from it. So I'm gonna try and put some sort of netting over it. It's not gonna be a pretty net. I'm just gonna lie it over just to kind of hopefully stop whatever just been an obstacle for the birds, because they'll just keep on coming now. And I know it's a kind of brutal thing, but the only thing I can do is kind of protect, and hopefully they'll move on somewhere else. But yeah, the Brussels sprouts are going out. They're going to have to. What a shame. So you get the highs and you get the lows. So the plan now is I'm going to leave actually that one. I'm clearing all this out. I'm going to leave this one for them. Maybe try and protect some of the other things. So at least I got a cabbage. So there's a nice few heads on this one. So I'm just going to take these home. Funny enough, they're not really bothering with the Cavalier Nero. It's the sweet Brussels sprout tops that I think they must like. So I can live with pigeons, do you know what I mean? I should have had them protected, you know. But see, that's the thing as well. It's like, how long in the season have you got to protect? You know what I mean? I got loads of comments by folks saying, are you still netting, Tony? It's winter. There you go, that's the reason. You got to just protect. But foxes are a different enemy. And now like I say, we've never had foxes up here, so I'm gonna have to comments below. I mean, I guess it's just physical barriers really will be the norm. But anyways, so I can only put this down to the weather. Do you know, only say it's been some gale storms, some freezing weather. So that's why this is gone. But hopefully, sprouting broccoli here, I might actually get a few crops. Damage limitations, that one there is getting left for the birds. I don't mind leaving some. This is going to have to be protected because, by God, hell off high water, I want to walk away with at least one calabrese from that season, last season. So like I mentioned, it wasn't that long ago that I just took this off, but here I am, middle of February, which you wouldn't think, having to redo it. Just want something quick and easy which will just make them go somewhere else. And I've preached quite a bit about not using bricks, but there's a time and a need for a brick. There, done in seconds. That's protected. I am getting a calabrese. This is going to be a little bit more tricky, but I'm not going for aesthetics. I do that in the summer months. I just want something quick and nasty put up. If you haven't used this blue pipe before, this is like a gardener's must. It does everything from polytunnels to protection. Right, damage limitations have been put in place. As you can see, there we go. And again, it's not pretty, it's just up. A good wind might take that away. And the same with this. It's more to think there's nothing here, move on. So all we've got to do is take a nice deep breath. Don't stress about things. Oh, I was fuming when I come in. It's more that, for me, it was a number of things. It wasn't just pigeons eating one lot of, you know what I mean? It was just like, blah, and possibly a fox there knocking all the garlic and everything like that. So it even happens to the old boys. You know what I mean? You get a bit kind of frustrated, but hopefully, do you know what I mean? I've had that kind of, it's easy when you've got, I'm not saying easy, but the nets are there. Do you know what I mean? So I can just kind of bang on, straight on. So anyways, look after yourselves. Take good care.